What's up, YouTube? How is everyone? I hope good. I am Sunny with Healing Power Divine Universe, and I am here with a general reading. I pulled some index cards. I have some channeled messages, and then I also have some tarot and oracle cards today. Before I get started, I want to thank all my subscribers. My channel is growing. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love you all so very much. I know my messages have been pretty direct, pretty forward, and pretty devastating, at least to me. But we are getting the message out that needs to be put out at this time. And this message, again, is going to be pretty devastating, but I am here to deliver the messages God tells me to. With that being said, if you haven't subscribed, I'd greatly appreciate it if you would. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, and hit that like button and share this video if you think others can benefit from my messages. Otherwise, let's get started here. So, I pulled 5 index cards. The first one is, you raped for the last time. So, this is a very, very important message for anyone that is watching my channel that is on the bad side. There is a good side here, and there's a bad side here. We have, upstanding people over here. We have fucking monsters over here that think it's okay to rape people. Well, God is here, people, telling you that you have raped for the last time. My messages have been talking about raping children, raping women, and raping men. People, if you have been raped and you have not told somebody, it is time to start speaking out. This is a huge message for anyone and everyone. Also, if you have raped someone, it is time to tell the truth, because God is bringing the truth out for the good and for the bad. So, we're reaping in our karma at this time. Obviously, if you have been raped, I am very, very sorry. That is a very traumatic thing to go through. I have been raped throughout my entire life, starting when I was a baby. So it is something that takes many, many, many lifetimes to definitely heal from. It is not something that we should ever be embarrassed about. It is something that we should speak out about, because we could save another child or woman or man from being raped by this person. We have the military coming in. So the military is stepping in because we live in a world that is so fucking corrupt that people think that they can be on this side and do whatever they want. Well, that isn't the case anymore, people. Because God is here, and God is not going to allow this to continue. We just went through Libra season, and Libra season is the justice season. I am telling you that if you are relating to my videos, this is being investigated, and I have been told the investigation's complete. So, it is a good time to be honest if you're on the good side or on the bad side. Either way, it is time to start speaking out. Definitely if you are a victim of rape. It is time for these monsters to be put away, and put away for good. We have human trafficking. So again, human trafficking comes out in my reading. I am a human traffic victim. My mother is full Native American. She is from the Shoshone Indian tribe in Crowheart, Wyoming. I live in Wyoming, unfortunately, but my mother was a victim of human trafficking. She was sold throughout her entire life, starting as a child. She lived a very, very, very horrible life, people. She did not feel like she had rights, so she could not break free from these people. Well, they decided that I would be a human trafficking victim too. But I was quite the opposite. Well, that's made my life very fucking difficult too. I have had my fucking inheritances stolen. I've had my life stolen. I've had things that were really working out really well in my life ripped away from me. If you are a human traffic victim, it is nothing to be ashamed of. People know anyways. They know, because there are a lot of people human trafficking their own children, your brothers and sisters, your nephews and nieces, you, if you are one of the human traffic victims. These human traffickers are being stopped. God said no more human trafficking. Well, they decided they would continue, and they are now reaping in their karma. Well, they're also being investigated, especially if you are from Wyoming. This is a state with the least few people. Well, they thought they were smart by keeping these towns and cities and communities small, and the people, generation after generation after generation, human trafficking people making lots of money. And as a matter of fact, they are human trafficking my own daughter. They came in over a year ago, took my daughter away for financial neglect, there is no such thing. Then they told the community I was a fucking monster. I was raping my child. I was a human trafficker. I was a heroin and meth and prostitute and so on. Well, I am also Native American. That is against the fucking law, people, to take anyone's child away. If you really sit and think, what gives these people the right to take our children? Fucking nothing, especially if you are Native American. Well, I so happen to be. Well, they came in over a year ago, took my child, and I have not seen or talked to my child in over a year. Well, that again is against the law. They literally stole my child. They're human trafficking my child now. Well, that's one reason why God is speaking through me, because God is pissed. Also, it just so happens she lives across the street from me. And God brought me here because there's a reason, obviously. Well, I get to see my daughter go with a fake foster parent to school every day and hear all the shit about this foster parent. Well, she's not a foster parent anyways, because she I believe took a class for 1 week to become this foster parent. No, it's a way the government's making money off my child, and in the process her too. Well, I don't think it's working so much anymore, because my videos are going viral, even though my numbers don't show it. That's also the government controlling who and what people are seeing. Because I did a video regarding human trafficking on the Wind River Reservation. That hit, the last time I looked, was 1.4K views. I also have another video that hit 5.5K views. And people, for some reason, this human traffic victim, this Native American, this Mexican, and this Hopkins witch is not making a dime. Well, I think they figure I will quit. No, actually, it gives me even more motivation to talk to all of you. Plus, I love you all. Plus, I just love working for God. We have married to more than one person. So we are talking about people, again, that are married to more than one person, even though that's against the law. Now, during my channeling through my spirit board, because yes, I use a spirit board. That's how I connect to my angels, guides, and ancestors, and God himself. It isn't the devil like people say. People say I worship the devil. Obviously, I don't, because I speak of God. And I work for God, and God laughs and calls them motherfuckers and stupid and so on. These people are doing this to commit insurance fraud. Also, they happen to be faking their deaths so they can get life insurance money and so they can change their names. Well, these people, again, on this bad side, God is shedding the light upon all of these thieves that are really stealing from these insurance companies. Now, think about it though. Is the IRS that stupid? Is those life insurance companies that stupid, or are they involved? Also, people, when you see people married to more than one person, don't you find that odd? Well, that kind of goes with the little succubuses that are not human, that are living in human bodies. That's kind of going to be brought out a little bit today, too. The last index card I pulled is brainwashing people. Well, people, TV brainwashes you. People, tell you something. This person is a prostitute. You hear it again. This person's a prostitute. This person's a prostitute. This person's a drug addict. On and on and on. You're told that every day. That is brainwashing somebody. Also, telling our children that it's okay if that man touches you. That is what God wants. It's okay to human traffic people. It is okay to steal people's money. It is okay to rape people. They also brainwash people through gossip, slander, and lies. And that seems to be a huge part of what's going on in these situations. Okay, let's move on to the channeled messages. Again, these messages are not for everyone, but then again, I kind of think they are because a lot of people are really resonating with my videos, which that's the reason why I'm making them. The first one is military coming in to take women and children away from a toxic community and succubuses. All succubuses. And that community is aware they are coming soon because God is here telling them all in this video. And through God's earth angel, they hurt so bad, especially her family and close friends. So, there is the military twice coming out in this reading. So the military is aware. The military is involved. And we all know what the military does. They don't arrest people. They don't come and handcuff people. The military's coming in to probably get rid of these succubuses that are fucking crowding our communities, taking over the world because they are not human. Now, if you don't believe in that, so be it. I can't make people believe that. I never even understood really what my visions were showing me until, of course, years later, I start hearing about succubuses and really what that means and what succubuses do. Well, they have sex. They want to fuck anything walking. Children, men, women, animals. Well, that's coming out in my readings too. Man is coming to offer love, but should know that this woman fucking hates your guts and will never go anywhere with you as you are a piece of shit that lies to fucking everyone about who and what you truly are. So if you might have a man coming in to offer you love, but this man doesn't realize that you truly hate him, that you really see who the fuck he is. So maybe this man might be watching this video and decide, well, that's not going to work. No, and if it is towards me, it definitely isn't going to work because I am celibate. I am not looking for love, people. There is a celebrity that is truly in love with a nobody woman from Rawlins, Wyoming, and her beautiful daughter that plans to give you the world and what you have always fucking deserved. Now, that woman is from Rawlins, Wyoming. I am from Rawlins, Wyoming. Now, a celebrity? I don't know. I, at this time, am not really looking for love because every time I have ever tried to love someone, they have hurt me or lied to me or faked deaths to claim insurance money or stolen my inheritance money, my house, my properties, along with my family. So, if you are a woman that is linked to a celebrity, that celebrity may be coming knocking on your door. We'll see. The town you live in is a fucking hellhole that people are now very aware of that now want the fuck out of, but will not be able to ever fucking leave because there is no way God will allow these fucked up people to corrupt any other town, state, or country. They have a rude fucking wake-up call coming soon, and real soon. God is here and says no fucking more, and they continue to lie, cheat, steal, and human traffic women, children, and men. Well, not after this video posts, motherfuckers. No more. I'm sorry. My guides and my angels and ancestors crack me up because they literally, that's how they talk, which does not surprise me because, of course, you know, my ancestors are where I came from. And it says no more means no more. So these people have been fucking warned. not to continue to lie, cheat, steal, and human traffic women, men, and children. Well, they decided that they didn't have to listen. Well, after this video post, they'll be listening. Okay, with that said, I'm sorry, that is not funny, but I have to find some humor these days because my life's been pretty traumatic, and I'm sure each and every one of yours has been too. It also is kind of a feel-good day for me because it really feels like the world is changing. I do feel like I am part of changing that world, and I know that I'm making my ancestors, angels, and guides, and God himself very proud. I am risking my life by talking about Rawlins, Wyoming. They fucking hate me here. They probably want to kill me. But then again, maybe not anymore. So, anyways, let's keep going. So the first card I pulled is fear. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. So, God is asking us not to fear. Not to fear people wanting to kill you. Not to fear that they're going to take something else away from you or throw you in jail for contempt of court for 19 days or whatever the fuck they decide to do. You are really testing your resolve to live in love. And that is what God is wanting us to do, obviously. We need to definitely not live in fear because that binds us to the devil. The devil loves for us to stay in fear. Well, not anymore, because I think people are really starting to wake up to the fact that there are other people that are going through the same things that we are. And there are people like me really trying to bring it out into the world and for the world to really see the truth of what the fuck is going on in our world. Also, the devil is kind of not very happy with this bad side because, if you really think about who the devil is, well, the devil is somebody that takes, or a spirit that takes your soul. Well, only God can choose that. So there you go. So if you have been living in any type of fear, God is definitely asking us not to really walk with pride, walk with your head held high. If you have something to say, speak it out. If you have a truth to tell, please tell that truth because it's coming out anyways. To definitely, I just threw my cards everywhere. To definitely not allow the devil to bind us to fear. Test your resolve to live in love. Love unconditionally. Even love the people that have human trafficked you, if that's the case. We have loneliness. When I stop fearing your aloneness, when you stop fearing your aloneness, you stop settling for less than you deserve. May I embrace and love my solitude. And that's when kindred spirits can finally come in. So, if you are a person like me, I'll use myself as an example in this. I have been alone for obviously over a year now because they came in and took my daughter because I was poor. Well, I wasn't poor, and there's no such thing as that, just so people know if they ever tell you that it's a fucking lie. But usually when DFS is taking children away, unless it's a really traumatic situation, they're pretty much going to take your children and human traffic them and make money off of them. So be aware of that too. Be aware that you do have rights and you can stand up and tell the people to fuck off, because that's what I did. And yes, I went to jail for 19 days for contempt of court, I don't believe anyone's ever heard of anyone spending time in jail for 19 days for contempt of court, which was because they couldn't serve me documents, which didn't make any sense because the judge was putting those court dates on my phone, which I don't even know how they did. They could tap into my phone, so be aware of that. Anyways, loneliness is something God, your angels, guides, and ancestors decide that you need to be taken away from the people around you. Well, in my case, it was probably the best thing that happened to me. Even though I am pretty lonely, kinda, because again, I communicate with my higher power. My angels, guides, and ancestors and God have become my best friends, which is a very powerful thing. It also has helped me heal through all the trauma that I've gone through in my life. Yes, people This woman is healed, which feels fucking amazing. It was a rough journey. And of course, you can always heal, throughout life because it just depends what you've gone through. Well, instead of me really being pissed off or really being depressed about being lonely, I decided that I would embrace it. Well, I'm glad I did because I've really gotten to know who I am. It really has helped my channel grow because I speak to each and every one of you, but it really has helped me become the person I am becoming. Now, am I ready for somebody to come into my life? Well, yeah, but then again, we'll see. I don't know. I have each and every one of you. I love you all so very much, and I have the higher power. It really has taught me that we do not settle for just anyone in our life. I used to be the type of person that I wanted somebody to love so bad. I really needed somebody to be there because I really was an abused child. I really didn't know what love was. Well, by Spirit, taking me aside and taking everyone out of my life, it really has taught me to love myself. And it really has taught me what kind of people I really do deserve and need in my life. So if you are feeling lonely, please embrace that because there is a reason and the higher power always has a plan for each and every one of us. Forgiveness. So, of course, it is always good to have forgiveness in our hearts. Forgiveness is always needed. Forgiveness also helps us transform into this beautiful, I don't know if you can see it, beautiful butterfly on this card. We start with forgiveness with ourselves. We need to forgive ourselves for the things we've done, for the mistakes we've made, for the bad decisions. No one's perfect. We always have room for forgiveness. But, there are people in our lives that we really do need to have unconditional love and forgiveness for. Now, because we forgive somebody for maybe human trafficking us, well, really, what it comes down to is we need to forgive them so we can move on. We need to forgive them so we're not carrying that burden around with us for a long time. Now, again, in my loneliness, where I released the fear, I embraced my loneliness. I have also been able to forgive the people that really have hurt me in my life. And in that process, it is also helping me transform into this beautiful butterfly that I'm becoming because I am coming out of my cocoon. It is also helping me see the world in a different light. It is also helping those people that have hurt me be able to begin to forgive themselves and also God himself too. So forgiveness is always needed. I don't want to say always. I mean, it is up to you. It is up to how, what your situation is, what the circumstances are, obviously, but it really has helped me tremendously by not holding grudges anymore because those grudges were holding me back and really disrupting my life. And now I can honestly say that I can see the, brighter future coming towards me. So we have the hummingbird. Turn away from infidelity so that love may blossom. So this is from my spirit animal deck, the hummingbird. I love hummingbirds. They are absolutely beautiful, but I love all wildlife. I love all of God's creations because they all have a message for each and every one of us. So if you are happening to be visited by a hummingbird, which where I live is not possible this time of year, but I was. And it says, turn away from infidelity so that love may blossom. So again, we talked about succubuses. Well, succubuses are kind of little horny, little devil, kind of non-human demons that are living in people. Also, I am the type of person that I've always been really kind of key on one-on-one relationships. I'm not into, being married and being married to 4 other people. So this is a message from this hummingbird that if you are married to more than one person, maybe it's time to turn away from that infidelity, because that's really what it is, so that love may blossom in your life. So take that as you will. I'm not going to really say too much more about that. I think it kind of explains itself. We have the Four of Pentacles. This is Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is somebody being really overly cautious, fear of loss, material focus, or miserly. Well, again, these people that are human trafficking are always worried about more money. We want more money. Oh my gosh, am I going to lose my home? Am I going to not be meeting, being able to keep up with the Joneses and Joe Lynn down the street or whoever the fuck? This, if you can look on this card, this man is really holding on to his pentacles very tightly. Well, God really doesn't condone that too much, people, because that makes you a very, very selfish fucking person. And obviously, anyone that sells human beings for money is obviously a very selfish person, because how would they like it if they were that person? Well, I think these people that have been holding onto their pentacles really tightly are losing their grip, because again, God said no more. So these people that have not been on the up and up, that have been on this bad side, are starting to maybe live the way you are. You've had to penny pinch, and you've had to save, and you've had to live in the ghetto, or had to live off welfare because these ignorant people were stealing your money or your life. Well, God said at the end of my channel messages, no more. So I feel like this is towards a community that wanted to have everything, no matter what the cost was to other people. So God is here saying, well, you no longer are going to have any pentacles, because you're going to be at a Four of Pentacles, where you've put these human traffic victims or rape victims or whomever you have hindered to be rich. So if that's you, unfortunately, you are going to reap your karma now. Now, if you've been on this good side, you will probably see your pentacles start to grow, which is awesome. We have the Knave of Wands, the Knight of Wands. This is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, fire signs. This is change of home or long journey. This could also be an energetic fire sign coming towards you to maybe take you out of the community. Maybe it is a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. This is a knight. He isn't a king, but still, they are pretty fiery and passionate. He could have tattoos, because this man has tattoos. He could be a really good-looking gentleman that is coming in to definitely help you change your home. I apologize. I have to go let my dog out, so hold on. So the next card is pretty interesting in this situation, because schizophrenia. So again, I'll use myself as an example. So I am very gifted. I've been gifted since I was a child. Well, people kind of don't like that, because I tell the truth, obviously, on YouTube, but I've always been that way. So they proceeded to tell everybody I was schizophrenic. So instead of people helping me if I really was schizophrenic, they all abandoned me. Well, their karma is kind of knocking on their door. Remember, we have the good and the bad. Well, guess what, people? You wish, or they were trying to put spells or black magic or whatever the shit they were doing, or wishing somebody would be schizophrenic, or people would believe they were schizophrenic. That schizophrenia is kind of knocking on their door. Well, yeah, that's kind of true. Because when we lie and we steal and we do horrible things, what do you think our karma is going to be? Well, I have a feeling that there are people in your life and around you that are becoming schizophrenic. Well, I don't wish that upon anyone, because that, and I don't want to make fun of that disease, because that is very serious, obviously. And I do send love and light, and I pray for the highest good for everyone and everything, especially if they have schizophrenia. But I have to say that people need to realize that when we wish ill upon someone else, when we pray to God and we wish somebody was schizophrenic, or we tell people that somebody's schizophrenic, that tends to be what our karma is. Now, with that being said, when I was saying that they were lies, they wouldn't stop saying somebody was schizophrenic. They kept lying, and, they kept telling people and, brainwashing people to believe somebody was schizophrenic. That is what I'm talking about. Well, unfortunately, these people, is what I'm hearing, is really finding out that they are actually schizophrenic. So, if you are suffering from this disease, obviously, I do pray for you. But I think that you need to really pay attention to the people around you, because what Spirit's telling me right now is people are really being plagued with schizophrenia, because that's what they wished upon another person, and that isn't a joke. So I think people are starting to realize that you're not schizophrenic, and it really is going to help bring this happiness into your life. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. So definitely, I think what is happening here, along with the military helping, it is really going to set people free. Not only the people that have been victims of what I disclosed earlier, but it also is going to help the people that are living with traumatic guilt, which I assume they are. That's the kind of person I am, but I don't know. I can't speak for everybody in the world. But you are really on the right path, which is going to really bring a lot of happiness into your life. So Spirit wants you to know that. We have self-sufficiency. The ultimate self-sufficiency is relying on God. Thank you, God. It doesn't mean hiding in a cave and saying, I don't need people. Instead, it's saying, God is my source, and I am willing to receive all the help, love, and support that wants to come. So maybe people have, again, left you abandoned, left you in that self-sufficiency phase. I think what it is that we have turned to God, and we really are starting to use God as our source. And that really is a really strong message here. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. My little puddle-wuddles. That God is really here to support us. And I don't think people are utilizing God, our angels, our guides, and our ancestors as much as what we should. I am one of those people that was like that for a long time. But then again, maybe not. Because I remember as a child praying to God that, my parents would stop abusing me, or praying to God that, my life would get better, or praying for my family to be better people, and so on. So really, I have always turned to God, but not as much as I do now. I do speak a lot about God because God has definitely made a huge presence in my life. I am a very gifted person. I am definitely a high priestess that is definitely connected straight to God. So I do speak of wanting people to really turn away from being in the bad towards the good, because even though it takes us longer on this side to achieve what people do on this side, we will be able to hang on to those pinnacles and be able to really advance in life. Okay, so we have moving. So are you moving? Are you wanting to move? Remember, we had the Knight of Wands coming in, and it talked about a change of home, a journey over water. So maybe you are going to be that person that is lucky enough to move. I know me personally, I am not staying here. I am here to stay as long as God wants me to. I'm here for a certain reason. And then obviously I'm not leaving here without my child. I'm not leaving here without justice. So I believe that justice is definitely here. So, and I do for all of you too. At least I pray for that, but I'm telling you, God is here, and God is not allowing this to continue anymore. Also, it spoke of the military, and I do believe that the military are involved big time. You might not know that, but you will soon. So, moving in a new direction, moving forward. being able to heal, forgive, and move forward towards a brighter, better future. That's beautiful. That's what God wants for each and every one of us. We have the porcupine. You may defend yourself honorably without hurting those close to you. So don't be using those porcupines to poke everybody. We can defend ourselves without really harming other people. At times we need to walk away. At times we need to confront the conflict that we don't want in our life. But what God is trying to tell us in that porcupine is that we can defend ourselves without harming every person around us. So it's better not to speak ill will about anyone if you can. At times, yes, we're human. No one's perfect. But it's time to really look at every situation we go through and at life with unconditional love. We have the Ace of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is really moving forward to a new adventure, towards a new life, really taking that step towards a new journey, walking away from all the things that have really hurt us in our lives, walking away from the people that have really stopped us from really progressing. Now, the Ace of Wands is a wand that the higher power is handing you to move in a new direction. This is really turning out to be a very positive reading because what Spirit's saying is that you are working on yourself, that now your story is being heard, or my story, or, whomever's story is really being brought out to the public. I think that people were trying to stop this by accusing us of being schizophrenic. People can clearly see that people are not schizophrenic and not saying anything about schizophrenia because there is great medicine out there now that helps people. I do pray for each and every one of them, and God will walk alongside those people each and every day. We have King of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. To me, the King of Swords is either Gemini or an Aquarius. I read it as an Aquarius. This is a man in uniform. This could be a military man. This could be a police officer, an FBI agent, an undercover cop. This man is standing in his power. He is also in his authority. So again, we spoke of the military. The King of Swords could be a man in a military uniform that is taking his sword and cutting out all the bullshit that's been going on around each and every one of us. We have inner voice, so please be listening to that inner voice because the higher power is speaking to you. Really meditate, really connect with the higher power. Really allow that inner voice to guide you in the direction that you need to go. Spirit is always communicating with us if we are open to that. That inner voice will tell you yes or no. Here's an example. I went and applied for a job, and I work for God, and that's really what my job is. Well, at times when you don't have any money, you really want a job. It's not that I'm lazy, people, because I'm beyond not lazy. But I was channeling with the higher power, and they're like, absolutely not. Well, my neighbor comes over and was like, well, your job interview was at noon. Well, yes, I know, but God told me no. That inner voice inside me also was telling me no. Now, do I know that reason? Not yet, but Spirit will reveal that reason soon enough. Also, when your inner voice is telling you no or telling you yes or stay away from that person, please do not ignore that inner voice. That is intuition, obviously. Every human has intuition, yes. We all need to listen to that inner voice. We have adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. Abso-fucking-lutely. I agree with that 1,000%. We are faced with a lot of adversity in our lives. In this life, in our past lives, in our future lives, because we are reincarnated. I don't care what people say. We don't just live this life because our souls live forever. So, with that being said, they are challenges that Spirit thinks we can handle. Well, we can, because they only give us what we can handle. At times, we have to face those adversities head on. At times, we don't want to. At times, we want to, run away. We want to lie. We want to cheat. We want to steal. We don't want to tell the truth. We don't want to fess up if we did something wrong. Well, Unfortunately, those adversities will not go away until you accept that those challenges are the best way to learn. So, each and everything that we go through in life, even if we're on this bad side, is the challenges that we have obviously made for ourselves or the higher power created to help us learn. So, what the best way to do is to face those adversities head on and definitely learn from our mistakes and those challenges that we are facing. True offering. May I release the fears, illusions, and addictions that keep me from true offering. May I relax into your plan, trusting that the next steps will always be shown. Use me, love. Use me for the highest. I am yours only. Alone, excuse me. I am yours alone. So, true offerings. What does this truly mean? Well, we tend to, as humans, allow our fears, allow the illusions of what we might think is going to happen, or our addictions to sex, drugs, overeating, overthinking, gossiping, slandering, whatever your addictions are, to really stop us from true offerings. We let fears, if you want to offer someone love, you think, well, that person just will not love me. That person turned me down before. Well, that person doesn't even know I exist. Well, you know what? Really, turn to God. God will definitely direct you in the right way. God isn't going to direct you towards somebody that isn't going to, accept. I don't want to say that everybody's going to accept that way. I don't want to really put it that way. God really leads us down the paths that we're meant to go down. People come into our lives that are meant to be there. And can I promise that every person that you are interested in is interested in you? Well, absolutely not. But we'll never know that unless you give them a true offering. Maybe in the past you weren't doing that. Maybe you were holding back your feelings. Maybe you were scared of your feelings. Maybe you were listening to a community tell you that somebody was not who they were. Maybe you were allowing your addictions, drugs, alcohol, sex, gambling. Those things really hold us back from being able to make true offerings to people. Again, I am a person that I really did enjoy doing drugs. I mean, I partied like a fucking rock star. Now, through my healing, though, and I always thought I would really be that person. And don't get me wrong, I really like to have fun. But there was some drugs that I really kind of liked a lot. And I used to think I was an addict, but that's because my family would always tell everybody I was an addict and tell me that. But in reality, I wasn't, because when I got tired of them, I just quit doing them. So most people that are addicts are not able to do that. Well, I am. But I used to really enjoy a specific drug a lot. Now, through this journey and the healing and really connecting to the higher power and finding out about other people's addictions really has changed my view on that. I never thought I would ever hear myself say that, and I will say I'm extremely proud of myself, because one of the adversities in my life was drugs and alcohol. Well, now I see what they do to people. And I see how they destroy people's lives. I see how they destroyed my family's life and also my child's life and so on, I mean, I really am, I can't quit smiling. I'm sorry. I feel fucking amazing today, people. I don't know. I just feel very, very proud of myself. Sorry, now I get all emotional. I'll move on. You got the picture. Spiritual growth. Because when you are able to do the things I've been talking about, to really stand up for yourself, to grow through the challenges that you have been faced with, you also start to connect to the higher power. Now, if that's through religion, more power to you. I am a spiritual being, obviously. I assume that you're spiritual, but then again, religion and spirituality are very powerful together. I am not knocking that. I am not a person that agrees with religion. Now, with that said, I am a very open-minded person, And I could definitely be wrong about that because I'm not right about everything. But right now, I will stick to that conclusion for myself. Please do not get offended when I say that. That is only my personal view. I believe that we need to worship the higher power each and every day, through our actions, through our words, through speaking and connecting to them. So we have the chameleon. Conceal ambition with patience until it is time to make your move. Well, that is true because a chameleon really is kind of sits back, hides from the world, really doesn't want people to see them for who they are. I think what Spirit's saying here is that it is time to really embrace the world with who you are. I feel that me opening up about who I am and what I've gone through and really speaking out about the things that are going on in my community and around the world is really opening up a huge, broad future for me. Also, being a human traffic victim and all the things I've really gone through in life is really going to help me connect with a lot of people, and in a good way. It also has really made me realize I don't have to hide from the world anymore, too. So we have the Fool. So it is time to take that leap. Take that leap towards that love. Take that leap towards that new adventure. Take that leap to move in a new direction, move to a new town, move towards a new career, maybe towards being more spiritual than religious, spiritual or religious, vice versa. It is time to really step into that full stage. It is really taking that step off that cliff to the unknown, not knowing where you're going, but really moving forward. So don't be afraid, really allow yourself. Now, again, we have, well, not again, we have the Four of Wands, which is fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is stability, holidays, marriage plans. So this could be somebody coming in to offer you a diamond ring. Or if you're male, you could be offering this diamond ring to somebody. Maybe somebody is planning on coming towards you and offering you love, offering you marriage. It also could be maybe your child is coming home. The holidays are coming up, and I spent the holidays all alone last year. I lost my mom in May, and they came in and took my daughter away months after that. Well, that was a plan because they thought I would just crumble and die. At least they hoped I did, but it actually made, really helped me in the long run. God always has a plan. Always remember that, people. But I feel that these holidays are not going to be lonely. I feel that there are people coming in. If you're not close with your family, maybe it's time to reach out to your family. Maybe your family's going to reach out to you. Maybe there is a knight in shining armor coming in to wisp you away. Who knows? You never know. God always has a plan. And so we'll see. But this is really talking about the holidays, which we're in November. Thanksgiving is coming up, and then Christmas. So I have a feeling you're going to receive a knock or a phone call or maybe a message on YouTube. Or not YouTube, or maybe YouTube because I said YouTube. Or on Facebook or whatever you have, Instagram. But I feel like somebody's coming in. And the last card, which is kind of weird, is mind. So get out of your mind, people. People, this is what we live in. This is what society looks like if you would take off their face and really look at their mind. Spirit's wanting us to stop having a clusterfuck mind. Now, that's easier said than done. Not really, because I used to be that person. I used to let every single thing ever fucking bother me. I used to stress, how am I going to pay this bill? How am I going to do this? How am I going to pay for school clothes? How am I going to do this? Or, whatever the fuck it was. Well, unfortunately, that is not the way to deal with it. The way to deal with it is to really connect to God, your angels, guides, and ancestors, because there is a plan to help you. If you have faith and belief that everything is going to get better, what do you think God's going to give you? Now, if you're up in your mind, my fucking life sucks, I fucking suck. I'm a fucking horrible person. I'm this, I'm that. Oh my God. I hate life. I hate people. What energy are you putting out? They want you to stop living in this guilt. Stop allowing whatever you have done or you're doing now, or if you are these people that I channeled at the beginning of this message, it is time to release that, because unfortunately you're not living. You are concealing yourself as a chameleon and not really living up to your fullest standards. Now, if you're a human trafficker, well, unfortunately, yes, you will go to prison because that's against the law. But then again, you have to think of it this way. Are you living now? No, you're living in a prison. But also, when I say that, you're also making those human traffic victims live in prisons too. And God said no more. With that being said, those are the messages for today. Thank you all so much for watching my channel. I love you all so very dearly. Have a blessed and peaceful day. Peace.